Any used water from a home is called sewage, but how does it get cleaned? Well, we all know where it starts, in toilets, sinks, and showers. Well, today on Seriously Dave, we've followed the remarkable journey of sewage, from toilets to creeks to your water glass. Every day, the average American uses 57 gallons of water. Once used, it goes down pipes from showers, sinks, laundry, and toilets to join the sewer system. And let's face it, that water looks a lot different going out than it did coming in. And most of the time, that water ends up being piped down to your local sewage treatment plant, where wastewater comes in and soon after leaves to go downstream to the next town or city. But if you live in a rural area, then your sewage probably goes through a little bit of a different process, which I'll explain later in the video. So with the help of my own little model sewage treatment plant, here are the steps you take to make sewage go from ugh to ah. Step number 1, filter out large items that shouldn't be in the sewer, like rings, rags, and rubber duckies. I mean, you would not believe what they find in there. Step number 2, put the water in a large settling tank to let the dense solids fall to the bottom and the less dense grease and oils rise to the top. Then remove both of them with the mechanical features of the tanks. Now those first 2 steps were called mechanical treatments because they don't use any biology or chemistry to clean the water. But that changes during the next stage. Step 3, bring in the biology and let good microorganisms like bacteria, among other things, do their job and eat the remaining organic material and nutrients. You know, the poop, etc. This is an aeration tank where air is pumped in to basically stoke the microbes' appetite. In my at-home aeration tank, you can get an idea of what happens when the good microbes attack the gross ones. This biological treatment plays a big role in cleaning water. After the microbes get their fill in step 3, the water is looking pretty darn good. But the last step before it's released is to hit the remaining viruses and bacteria with UV radiation to destroy their DNA and make the water ready to be released back into the wild. And yes, UV radiation is what gives us sunburns, and it's used in tanning beds. And homes that don't have access to sewage treatment plants often use septic tanks that let solids fall to the bottom of the tank, but then release the remaining water into the yard to filter into the earth and get cleaned by Mother Nature. It takes a lot to clean up our water, but thanks to science, it can be done. I mean, it's kind of wild to think about. Everything that you put in you and on you has to be cleaned out of the water at a sewage treatment plant. That includes lotions, shampoos, medications, makeup, food waste, toilet paper, and a lot more. But this is only half the story, because before water goes back to homes, it has to be treated one more time. So here's part 2, how water becomes drinkable. What will become drinking water is pulled from the ground, rivers or lakes, or sometimes straight from the sewage treatment plant itself, and undergoes the following treatments. Number 1 is coagulation and flocculation. Now those are big words and quite fun to say, coagulation. But what it means is just adding chemicals to the water to get dirt and particles to clump together into bigger objects. Step 2 is letting those clumps of dirt and stuff settle to the bottom of a tank to be removed. Step 3 is filtering the remaining water through a series of smaller and smaller filters. It's like American Ninja Warrior for dirt, but with no winners. And the last step is a final chemical treatment using chlorine or ozone to disinfect the water. Then the water is sent to your home to be used once again. The cycle starts over. That is so science. You know, water is really the ultimate survivor. It isn't destroyed or created in nature, it just goes through the water cycle. And it's been doing so ever since the dawn of Earth. Heck, some of the water you're drinking right now was once dinosaur urine, cleaned by time, nature, and your local sewage treatment facility. That's a fact. But sadly, only about 20% of the world's sewage is adequately treated in a sewage treatment facility, leaving 80% of human-used water kind of icky. Now this not fully cleaned water is mostly found in developing countries that have aging infrastructure or are growing too fast to keep up. But routinely around the world, beaches get closed from untreated sewage and river and lake water is too polluted for swimming or fishing. And I would love to hear your solutions for this. Treating sewage is a great example of biology, chemistry, and the physical and earth sciences coming together to make the world a better place. So until next time, stay curious.